want to welcome everyone to Devo's here today. And this week, we're going to be talking about faith in the dark. Now, the reason why I called it faith in the dark is that you're going without knowing. I mean, there's troubles, there's problems. Have you ever had that time in your life in which, there's just a lot of things going on. Problems back to back. And you're like, God, I don't know what to do. It just seems to be so dark. Well, to be dark is that you just don't know. You don't know what it is that God is doing. Well, the story I want to look at is Paul and Silas. Here they are. They're serving God. They're living for God. Now there's a group out there, and they'll tell you, if you're living for God, everything is always going to be good, and you're just going to be blessed. Okay, that's not biblical. So Paul and Silas, here they are. They're arrested. They're thrown in jail. And now I want you to see here, how you survive and keep your dream alive in the midst of trouble. Okay, here in Acts 16, verse 25, it says, about midnight, Paul and Silas, they're praying and they're singing hymns to God. Do you see that? They're praying and singing hymns. And other prisoners were listening to them. Okay, notice how the Bible put that in there. God wants you to know that when it seems like you're in the dark and you're having troubles, let's say you lost your job or maybe maybe a baby, or you're hoping to get pregnant and didn't work out, or you've lost somebody that you love. People are watching you. You're a Christian. You're a believer. You are a child of God, and this is your moment to let the whole world know that God is alive. And that's what Paul and Silas are doing right now at this moment. Now, when we have a problem, we see the problem. But it doesn't make any difference what you see. It's what God says. And we see it in his word. And he's the one who can take your tragedy and turn it into triumph. Now down here in Mark 10:27, Romans 12:12, it says, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. Do you see that? Breaks it down. God wants you to be joyful, and have hope. And hope in the Bible is a fact that we know that we're in God's hands. Nothing comes to the child of God that's in God's hands unless first he comes down through the filter of his love. And God is full of surprises. So we have hope when things are taking place. And it says, when we're patient in affliction, we're not flying off the handle. We're not screaming and yelling. Maybe some of you have a problem with that. I've seen some of you in traffic. Okay, so that tells you a lot right there. But also, we're faithful in prayer. Did you know that most Christians, when they're having trouble, they stop praying? Why? Because we think we're going to handle this ourselves. We're going to work out this problem. But God wants to see, are you going to turn to him? Are you going to pray to him? Or do you think you're going to do it in your flesh? And God, of course, doesn't want us thinking that. Now, look with me now down in Mark 10:27. It says, Jesus looked at them and said, with man, this is impossible, but not with God. All things are possible with God. Now let me ask you, what problem are you up against right now? What trouble has come into your life? What mountain has come to you, and it just seems like it's impossible to get past that? Listen, you either climb that mountain, you dig a tunnel under that mountain, or you blow that stupid mountain up. I'm just telling you, in the power of God, he's going to help you overcome your problem, but you've got to trust in him. God has no problems. God only has plans. Yeah, I have it written on the back of my house on a wall. It says there, as you're climbing up to the roof of my house, where I got a little deck up on the top there, it's high. It says, I have walked too long under the stars to fear the night. And when you're out there in the night and it's really dark in your life with the trouble and problem, that's when the stars come out. Listen, once you have hope, you can do anything and you can conquer that problem.